All right, shalom, shalom. It's your brother Rum. You're back with another lesson, Lord willing, and be edifying. I want to start by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Wahab Rakakwadash, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders and bishops of Great Millstone who taught me this truth. Shalom to the 144,000 men of the Lord you see on the highways and byways prophesying in the name and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, also in the correct doctrine. I want to send a shalom to the 1/3 men, women, and children that will escape the judges of Yahweh Shem Yahushua by their faith as well. Like I said, I'm going to bring out this lesson, basically going into, we are in the Roman Empire, man. Like in the time of Daniel, the dream of Nebuchadnezzar was the extension of the iron legs, man, which we are in the toes and the feet of the Roman Empire, man. Also in the beasts of those four beasts that we seen in Daniel's vision as well, man. And in Daniel's dream, so that he interpreted. So this is the time the Lord is going to come back and destroy Esau's kingdom, man. Which the Romans were the Edomites, and these so-called white men today is the Edomites as well, man. And like I said, we're an extension of the Roman Empire, and these people are the same people that was in ancient Rome, man. And I just want to bring up a couple of things that basically go into the Roman Empire, and Lord willing to be edifying.
Urine was considered gold in ancient Rome. Back then, the government even imposed special taxes on the sale of urine. Sounds crazy, right? Many people made a living by collecting urine from public restrooms and private homes. Urine was used for various purposes, such as washing clothes and even cleaning teeth. Can you imagine the breath of people from that time? Workers would fill tubs with urine and stomp on the clothes to wash them. For teeth, they used urine as a mouthwash, believing it kept their teeth shiny. Both human and animal urine were used for cleaning. This practice might seem strange today, but it made sense at the time. Over time, urine decomposes and turns into ammonia, a substance commonly found in cleaning products. Urine was also perfect for softening and tanning animal hides because the high pH of ammonia helped break down organic materials. Send this video to someone who says they were born in the wrong era. Want to learn more incredible curiosities? Follow our channel and don't miss the next videos.
And see, these are the Romans, man, and these are the Edomites as well, man. That are here in Babylon and Great and all over the planet, man. And they just celebrated their holiday yesterday, man, Saturnalia. So, man, we just basically want to bring out through the scriptures. This place is going to be destroyed by Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai was born in the Roman Empire. He's going to come back and destroy the same Roman Empire in our lifetime. So check this out.
Santa baby, arrange the letters in Santa. Put the A and the N, switch them. She said you sing songs to summon him, and you put a pentagram at the top of your tree. You killed a tree as a sacrifice. And then she said on top of that,
the Saturnalia was the celebration in Rome for the planet Saturn. And it happened like 13 days before the 25th. So it's like 12 days before what we call today Christmas. But it was the 12 days before. And it was called Saturnalia because Saturn was in Rome considered to be the god of chaos. That was another thing he was known for. What the Romans did with worshiping Saturn, they actually had 12 days of chaos in which the kings would bow to slaves and prisoners were let loose and they would be in charge of their masters who put them in prison. There was alcohol and drugs and whatever you wanted. In the Roman Empire, you're free to do whatever it is you want to do. So the idea was it was a chaotic time in which all law was just thrown away. And now it's up to anybody, whatever it is you want, go out and get it and take it. Today, we call it Christmas.
I don't know how much plainer you needed than that. They called it Christmas, man. And that's a major holiday here in Babylon the Great, man. I got a neighbor, she stay across the street, man. They in the alphabet community, 2 females. But they keep their Christmas tree up year round and they turn the lights on all year round, man. So yeah, we living in the Roman Empire. And it shows how the people act and how things are ran to this very day, man. So many different correlations with America, from the buildings and all, the Colosseums. It's just like Rome, man. To the holidays, everything, man.
What did people use to wipe their buttocks before toilet paper was invented?
In ancient Rome, a common tool people used when going to the toilet was a stick-like object called tersorium. Put simply, it was a stick with a sponge soaked in vinegar or salt water tied to one end. At that time, there were no private compartments in public toilets, and people sat side by side to defecate. There was a water trough in front of them with flowing water in it, and the tersorium was soaked in the water, serving as a butt-wiping tool shared by everyone. There was also another verified butt-wiping tool in ancient Rome and ancient Greece called pessoi, which were usually round or oval stones, just like the ones you can see. Its edges were very smooth in order to minimize damage to the skin during use. This is a cup from ancient Greece preserved in the Museum of Fine Arts, Boston, USA. On it is engraved a man using this kind of tool while going to the toilet. The ceramic fragments that the ancient Greeks used for voting to exile citizens were also used to wipe buttocks, but their edges were so sharp that it was easy to cut oneself. Meanwhile, in China, bamboo chips made from wood and bamboo were used to wipe buttocks. They were inexpensive and could be reused after being cleaned. Although paper had been invented in China in the 7th century AD, at that time paper was specifically used for writing. And people would be punished if they used it to wipe buttocks.
But you see how nasty these Edomites' kingdom is, man. And you can't tell me it's no different than this very day, man. And just like you see the small hatters, they are the Romans as well, man. And that's how we know for a fact these are the Edomites. There's no other people, man. The so-called white man is the Edomites.
And Jews, how many Jews know that when you wear a yarmulke, that's not Jewish, it's Roman? That's why the Pope wears a yarmulke. That's why the cardinals wear the yarmulke. It's a Roman symbol, it's not Jewish. The Jews were told to wear the yarmulke to show subjection to Rome. And they got so used to using it, they think it's a Jewish symbol. It's not Jewish, it's Roman. So many people willingly bend themselves to what their masters want from them. What your masters want is for you to be in compliance, for you to think what they have told you to think.
And a lot of our people honor all the fact, but these people are Edomites, man. And they want you to worship what they worship, man. And I was going to the statue. I'm gonna show you this. Because a lot of athletes and a lot of our people wear crosses around their neck. But that's a Roman death symbol, man. Roman death symbol. You see the crosses. Let me go over to, and you can see you can look all of this up, man. I'm just going to get the point right here. It says the cross before Jesus movement, which it symbolizes Yahushua. It says the cross was a symbol of shame and death in Rome culture. See that? So wearing that cross around your neck is a shame, man. And it symbolized death in Roman culture. Rome invented the word, let me get it. Excruciating, Shalakia, to describe the pain and shame of crucifixion. So excruciating. So being on that cross was excruciating pain for our Lord and Savior, how about Shem Yahushua. And it's basically just a mockery. When you wear a cross around your neck, you're mocking the Lord, man. And see, our people don't want to look up anything. They just want to just take it at face value and believe whatever's told them, that's what it is. No, we just looked it up. It says before the Jesus movement, before, you know what I'm saying, they symbolize Jesus on the cross. They're used as a symbolizing of shame and death. But, so you can't change what was already established, man, in Roman culture. So a lot of people, I'm wearing this for my Lord and Savior. No, man, you're wearing it because you're shaming the Lord, man. That's what you're doing, knowingly or not knowingly, not knowingly and not knowing. You know what I'm saying? You're basically smacking the Lord upside the face, because that's a smack in the face against the Lord and Savior. How about Shem Yahushua, man? Wearing a Roman symbol of death and shame. So we're going to start here in Daniel's 2. And I'm going to drop down to verse 40 because we're in the end of the vision that Nebuchadnezzar seen of the toes and the feet. But let's start here in 40. It says, and the fourth kingdom shall be strong as iron. Speaking of the Roman Empire, for as much as iron breaketh in pieces and subdueth all things, and as iron breaketh, the iron that breaketh all these, shall it break in pieces and bruise. Basically going into the financial systems, which America is in financial crises now, man, where they are, man, in debt to the T, man. It said the American dollar is in debt. It's on the verge of collapsing. But not only that, though, the America in general is what, trillions and trillions, hundreds of trillions of dollars in debt as well, man. So the system is already set up to be destroyed, man, because it's basically falling up on its face. Verse 41, it says, and whereas thou sawest the feet and toes, part of potter's clay and part of iron, the kingdom shall be divided, but there shall be in it of the strength of iron, for as much as thou sawest the iron mixed with miry clay. And we know that Esau's military might has basically controlled the earth, man. But their financial system is on the verge of collapse. Let me get this real quick, because it says in miry clay, mixed with miry clay, and that's thick debt. Let's get that in Habakkuk, because we know that this financial system is on the verge of collapsing. This is Habakkuk 2 and verse 6. It says, shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his. And that's what Babylon has done. That's what Europe has done. France has done. They have increased in their financial their financial damn, I got the word I want to say. But basically, they go around and conquer all these different nations and make them tributaries to their countries, man. France and Africa, making them, and Haiti to America had to pay all this money to them, man. But let me go back. It says, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his. And that's what Esau has done, man, in different nations. It says, how long, and it's like an end to him that ladeth himself with thick clay. And see, this is what America is. It's a debt-based economy, man. It's a debt-based economy. So everything they buy and do is all based on debt, man. Their money is not backed by anything. Let's get this clay in the blue letter. Let's see, where is it at? There we go. So they own a debt-based economy, man. And Trump knows it. He always said here and now. They were going into the Great Depression and all that different financial, the stock market about to crash. And I always say it here and there. Heavy weight of pledges, heavy debts. See that? That's what they're in. Heavy debts. That clay. Something pledge, palm goods, thick clay. So back in Daniel's 2 and 43, it says, and whereas thou sawest iron mixed with miry clay, they shall mingle themselves with the seed of men, but they shall not cleave one to another, even as iron is mixed with clay. See, so basically, these nations like the EU, the EU's, your NATO's, they make these joint alliances, and their financial institutions are failing. So they're not going to last, man. They're not going to last, man, because it's based on, like I said, it's all based on debt. And even though these nations make these agreements and these lines and join together, they're not going to they're not going to make it, man, because they're going to turn on each other. That's why you have the BRICS currency and a lot of these EU and NATO nations. They are being joined to the BRICS currency, to the BRICS nations. It says, and in the days of these kings shall the kingdom of heaven set up a kingdom. And that's what's being formulated right before your eyes. That's the men of the Lord and the women of the Lord being put together right here in Babylon the Great, man. The men of the Lord you see on the highways and byways, prophesying, making lessons. This is the kingdom of heaven being put together right before the heathen's face. While theirs is being set up to be torn down, ours is being set up to rise, man. That's why Esau is the end, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. It says, in the days of these kings shall the king the power of heaven set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed, and the kingdom shall not be left to other people. And that's the kingdom of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. His kingdom will never go down, and it will not be left to any other nations. It says, but it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms. And that's what's going to happen, man. When Yahushua comes, he's taking all their crowns. That's how we know for a fact that this is talking about the kingdom of heaven, man. The Lord coming in and taking the rulerships, man. He's going to take down all. It was a I forgot which one in Revelation. You can easily look, Google, look up the Lord's taking them down. I think it's Revelations. I almost want to get it, man, but I want these other scriptures to come out. But the point is, this is the establishment of the kingdom of heaven. It says, and it shall stand forever. See that? The kingdom of heaven is going to stand forever. Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua's kingdom is going to stand forever. And the Lord is going to come back and take down their crowns, man. And the point I want to, kind of get into too, man, this is showing you a lot of people don't really want to go into the understanding of this kingdom, man, which is Esau's kingdom, man, the Roman Empire. A lot, especially our people, they don't want to touch on that these are the Edomites, man. They don't want the white man to be the Edomites. And there's no way around it, man. The Lord was born in the time of the Romans, in the Roman kingdom, man. Let me get this real quick. I'm going to get this in the NLT, just to make it plain. This is Luke 2, in verse 1. It says, at the time, the Roman Empire, Augustus, decreed that a census should be taken throughout the Roman Empire. See that? Should be taken throughout the Roman Empire. And you see the birth of Yahushua. Let's get it in Matthew's. Because the Lord was born in the Roman Empire, just like all of us was. And we just living in the extension of the Roman Empire. We know that, the Dark Ages came along, and then that 1,000 years was in Revelation 20. Hold on, let me get that real quick. Not to, get all out of, be all over the place, but I want to get this real quick. This is Revelations 20. Because we know the Roman Empire went down and it came back up. This is Revelations 20 in verse 1. It says, and I saw an angel come down from heaven having the key to the bottomless pit and a great chain in his hand. And he laid hold of the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years. And that's the time of the Byzantine Empire that these Edomites was bound. His kingdom was taken down, man. And cast him into the bottomless pit and shut him up and set a seal upon him. And he should that he should deceive the nations no more till the 1,000 years should be fulfilled. And after that he must be loosed a little season. And that's where we in now. The feet of that little season, man. The feet of that little season. Now let's go back to Matthew 2. And I'm going to start at verse 1. Let me get it in King James. So we at the feet of the statue that Nebuchadnezzar dreamed. This is Matthew 2, and I'm going to start at verse 1. It says, now when Yahushua was born in Bethlehem of Judea in the days of Herod the king. And now we know that Herod was coming against Yahushua to kill him when he was born. That's in Revelations. We're going to get that. We're going to get that in Revelations. So Herod was the king at the time Yahushua was born. He was a Roman, which was an Edomite. It says, behold, there came a wise men from the east of Jerusalem, saying, where is he that is born King of the Jews? See that? He was born King of the Jews. Now, speaking of Yahweh Shai, man. For we have seen his star in the east and are come to worship him. When Herod the king had heard these things, he was troubled, and all Jerusalem with him. And see, they knew that this was the king of Yahweh, this was the king Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, man. And this also goes in to show you that these Edomites, they wasn't thinking about Yahweh Shai when he was born, man. The Romans wasn't. Only the Jews, which was a southern kingdom, Benjamin, Levi, and Judah, the southern kingdom. He was born unto them, not the Romans. It says, and when he had gathered all the chief priests and scribes of the people together, he demanded of them where Hamashiach should be born. And they said unto him, in Bethlehem of Judea. For thus it is written by the prophets. See, it was prophesied the Lord will be born in Bethlehem. And the prophets knew that. And Herod didn't know this, man. Like I said, the Edomites did not want to, they was not looking for Yahweh Shai, man. They wasn't looking for him, man. He was born for the children of Israel, man. No other nation, man. And let me get this real quick in Matthew 1, just to make the point. Matthew 1, in verse 21, it says, and she shall bring forth a son, and thou shalt call his name Yahweh Shai, for he shall save his people from their sins. It doesn't say any other nation. It says his people. He didn't come for all the world, man. Let's go back to Daniel. So you just got to establish that, because a lot of people want to, oh, man, the Romans weren't looking for those so-called black men to worship. That makes absolutely no sense, man. You ask a so-called white man now if the Lord, if a so-called Jesus was black, they would have a goddamn fit. They'll argue up and down. No, it don't matter. It does matter. It matters for truth's sake. Drop it down back to Daniel's 2, and I think I was in, let me see where I was at. I think I was in 43. Establishing that this nation will be in thick clay, thick debt. Down in 44, it says, and in the days of these kings shall the power of heaven set up a kingdom. Yeah, we read this. That should never be broken. It's going to last forever. So we established that this man was going to be in rulership when the Lord came back and set up a kingdom forever. 45, it says, for as much as thou sawest that the stone was cut out of the mountain without hands. And this is what Ezra seen, second Ezra. When he seen that mountain the Lord had graved out of stone, he couldn't see, he didn't know where it was coming from. It was so huge. It says, for as thou sawest that the stone was cut out of the mountain without hands, and that it break in pieces the iron, the brass, the clay, the silver, and the gold. The great power hath made known to the king that what shall come to pass hereafter, and the dream is certain, and the interpretation thereof sure. So it's basically going into, these nations are going to be all taken down. Star at the top. All of them was going to be taken down. And this is sure. This is a sure thing that's going to happen. And we're in the end of that dream of the statue that Nebuchadnezzar seen. We're in the end of it. So let me get the beast as well while I'm here in Daniel. Let me get the beast. Let's go into the Roman Empire as well. This is Daniel 7. And start at verse 7. It says, After this I saw in the night vision, and behold, a fourth beast, dreadful and terrible and strong exceedingly. And it's talking about the Roman Empire. It says, and it had great iron teeth. It devoured and breaketh in pieces and stamped the residue with the feet of it. It says, and it was diverse from all the beasts that were before it. You can read up, go up, and you can read about all the beasts that was before it. It was different from it. It says, and it had 10 horns, which 10 horns symbolize in the EU. And, you know, I mean, I could get them for you. Denmark, France, Italy, Netherlands, Greece, Ireland, England, Germany, Belgium, and Luxembourg. Them was the 10 horns. It says, I considered the horns, and behold, there came up among them another little horn. And that little horn is America, man. That little horn came up, that was America. I mean, it's all throughout the scriptures, man. Down in Revelations, it says, before whom there were 3 of the first horns plucked up by the roots. And behold, in this horn there were eyes like the eyes of man, and a mouth speaking great things. And that's man, that's the Roman Empire, man. It says, I beheld, and it's like I beheld till the thrones were cast down, and the Ancient of Days did sit, whose garment was white as snow, and his hair of his head like pure wool. It says his throne was like the fiery flame, and his wheel as burning fire. And it's, you know, talking about the chariot, man, the Lord, the Most High, is speaking about in the heavens. It says a fiery stream issued and came forth from before him. Thousands ministered unto him, and 10,000 times 10,000 stood before him. And the judgment was set, and the books were open. I beheld then because of the voice of the great words which the horn spake. It says, I beheld even till the beast was slain, and his body destroyed, and given to the fiery flame, and to the burning flame. That's talking about the Edomites' rulership, man, the kingdom of Esau, man, which is the extension of the Roman Empire. It says, concerning the rest of the beasts, they had their dominion taken away. And the Lord is going to take away all their dominion. It says, yet their lives were prolonged for a season and time. And that's why the Lord has extended Esau's kingdom for a moment in time, man. His rulership is going to last for a certain amount of time, and it's going to be done away with, man. He's going to be finished. And that extension was the toes and the feet. And in the 10 toes, I'm like, I skipped it. I skipped that. Let me see if I skipped that. Let me finish this up. Let me make sure I did. I went over the 10 toes. I told you about the 10 horns, but let me see if I missed the 10 toes, because it makes a lot of sense, which is, you know, basically the EU and NATO, but go over it for edification's sake. And verse 13, it says, I saw in the night vision, and behold, one like the Son of Man came with the clouds of heaven, and came to the Ancient of Days, and they brought him near before him. And there was given him dominion and glory and a kingdom, that all people, nations, and languages should serve him. See that? All nations are going to serve Yahushua in the kingdom. The Lord Yahushua was given dominion over all the nations. His dominion is an everlasting dominion. See that? His kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, which shall not pass away, plain. And his kingdom, that which shall not be destroyed. So Yahushua's kingdom, which is the kingdom of heaven, will never be destroyed. And we see the Lord having dominion over his kingdom, man. And let me get this real quick. This is Psalms. Let me get to it. This is Psalms 2. Let's hit the point. In verse 9, it says, thou shalt break them with a rod of iron. No, I'm going to go to 8. It says, ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thy inheritance. This is Yahushua, man. One more, up 7. I will declare the decree Yahweh Bashem Yahushua has said unto me, thou art my son, this day have I begotten thee. See that? It's Yahweh Bashem Yahushua giving the rulership of the people to Yahushua. Yahweh giving them rulership to Yahushua, man. Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thy inheritance. See that? And the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession. See that? That's the kingdom of heaven. The Lord receiving the heathen, and he receiving his kingdom. He says, thou shalt break them with a rod of iron, and shalt dash them in pieces like the potter's vessel, man. So the Lord's going to be able to destroy and damage all these people, man. He's going to have rulership over everyone, man. Over everything, man. Back to Daniel's, I'll make sure I didn't go skip over. Daniel's 2 down to what is it, 40? 41. Let me make sure. I just want to make sure I didn't over. I think I did. I'll read it anyway. It says, and whereas thou sawest the feet and toes part of potter's clay and part of iron. Yeah, we read this. It says, the kingdom shall be divided, but there shall be in it of the strength of iron, for as much as thou sawest the iron mixed with miry clay. And the 10 toes, which is Italy, France, England, like I said, the EU, Belgium, Holland, Portuguese, Russia, Australia, Spain, and Greece. That's the 10 toes. Just for edification's sake, if you didn't know that. Verse 42, it says, and as the toes of the feet were part iron and part clay. And that's the kingdoms in this day and time mixed together, man. Your Dados and your EUs, because they got a military might and they have they're financially strapped, man. And they continue to just print money out of nowhere. They have no money, they have no backing of the money, no gold, no nothing backing the money. It says, so the kingdom shall be part strong and partly broken. See that? That's that military might, and the financial is broken, man. And that's why all the nations want to switch to a different currency. They got a great reset coming because it's partly broken, their financial system. And whereas thou sawest iron mixed with miry clay, they shall mingle themselves with the seed of men, but they shall not cleave one to another, even as iron is mixed with clay. And those being joined to the Son of Man, basically, they're talking about marriages, but it's ultimately talking about unions and treaties and alliances that these nations make. But it's not going to stand, man. The scripture tell you that if Satan's, if his kingdom be divided, let me get that. How should his kingdom stand? I guess kingdom be divided. Let me see if I can find it. Because you gotta think, all these nations are led by Edomites. Let me get it in Matthew 12 and 25. Yeah, all these nations are ran by Edomites. France, Germany, Belgium, and all these other small nations that they don't really speak too much about. But all those are ran by Edomite nations. Shit, now Mexico is ran by Edomite. Is Matthew, is it 25 and 12 or 12 and 25? 12 and 25, so lock it. So Matthew 12 and 25, it says, and Yahushua knew their thoughts and said unto them, every kingdom divided, see that the kingdom is divided, mixed with iron and miry clay, man. That don't mix. It's divided. It says, and every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation. And that's what's soon to happen. This man's kingdom being brought to desolation. And every city or house divided against itself shall not stand. See that? The extension of the Roman Empire is not going to stand. And if Satan cast out Satan, he is divided against himself. See that? They are divided against themselves. That's why Trump is talking about going into buying Greenland and taking, just basically taking over these Edomite nations, man. He said he want to buy it, but they're at odds because they don't want to sell it. And Trump talking about buying it. He says he is divided against himself. How shall then his kingdom stand? See that? How is his kingdom going to stand? Because all these Edomites are divided. All these nations are divided, man. Hold on, Salakia. One second, man. One more second. Let me see this. They texted me during the lesson, and I ain't able to text them back. Salaki, I'm back. But yeah, the point is, man, the nations are divided, man, and that's setting up for a great fall. Setting up for a great fall, man. Let's get this in Revelations 12. So we established that the toes of the leg, the toes are the extension of the leg, which is the Roman Empire in Nebuchadnezzar's dream. We read about the fourth beast being the Roman Empire that was going to be destroyed by Yahweh Shai at his return. This is Revelations 12 in verse 1. It says, "And there appeared a great wonder in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun and the moon under her feet." And the sun representing the wisdom and the moon representing understanding. It says, "And upon her head a crown of 12 stars." That's symbolizing the children of Israel, the 12 tribes of Israel. "And she being with child cried, travailing, born, and pain to be delivered." And that's basically when the scripture tell you about the kingdom suffer violence. I said, I think it's Matthew 12. Let me see if I can get that real quick. Time of John the Baptist. It said, let me see if I can find it real quick. Matthew 12. Just trying to make it plain as I possibly can for someone, just coming into the truth and not understanding. Let me see. Let's see real quick. If I can find it real quick. I could have just typed it in. No, I'm right close. Gotta be close. Let me see if I can just look it up my Google. Yeah, Matthew 11. I was in 12. Matthew 11. Matthew 11 and 11. It says, "Verily I say unto you, among them that are born of women," see that? Was born of women, "there have not risen a greater than John the Baptist. Notwithstanding, he that is least in the kingdom of heaven is greater than he. And from the days of John the Baptist until now, the kingdom of heaven suffer violence, and the violent taketh it by force." And it's talking about right here. She's cried. She's cried in pain. And she being with child cried, travailing in birth and in pain to be delivered. And there appeared another wonder in heaven, and behold, a great red dragon. And that great red dragon is symbolizing the nations of the Edomites, man. Which is Esau was red, and the dragon was a serpent, man. Same exact old devil we just read in Revelations 20. It says having 7 heads and 10 horns. We read about the 10. I gave you the 10 horns, and the 7 heads being Germana Minor, Germana Major, Rome, France, or French, Spain, Great Britain, and Greece, man. The Grecians. That's that those 10 horns and 7 heads, and his tail drew the third part of the stars of heaven, and did cast them to the earth, and the dragon stood before the woman which was ready to be delivered. And that's Yahushua with Herod. It says, when Herod was born, we just read about that. It says, to devour the child as soon as it was born. And that's what Herod did. We just read about that in Matthew. Matthew 2. It says, and she brought forth a man child who was to rule all nations with a rod of iron. We just read about that in Psalms 2. And that's Yahushua. That's what we know that was just speaking of Yahushua. We just read in Psalms 2 that he was going to rule with a rod of iron. It says, and her child was caught up unto power and his throne, and the woman fled into the wilderness where she had a place prepared of power, that they should feed her there 1,260 days. And there was a war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought against his angels. Speaking of the military might, that when Michael, the archangel, comes and fights against Esau and his military might, man. His angels being what he flies in his F-1, all the military aircraft and shit he has. It's gonna be a war in heaven. Now, before we get that, I want to get the name, what Michael's name means, because his name is symbolized what these hold on, let me get it. Hang on, butcher it. This is G3413, Michael, who is like power, the first of the chief princes or archangels, who is supposed to be the guardian angel of the Israelites. See that? He is the guardian angels of the Israelites. See, we're gonna be protected from on high. We're gonna be protected from on high. Back to Revelations 12. That's Matthew. Back to Revelations 12, and verse 7. It says, "And there was a war in heaven. Michael and his angels." Not talking about in the heavens where the Yahushua in the different realms. Not there in the clouds where we see the clouds at, man. And what do you call it? The ionosphere, and just in the heavens where we can see. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna be when they got these. You see it now where they got these UFO so-called UFO sightings and drones up in the heavens. It's gonna be a war in the heavens, man. It says, and prevailed not, neither was their place found any more in heaven. See that they're not going to have any dominion over the nations by their military might in the heavens, man. And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceived the whole world, and he was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. And see, let me get to this real quick. He's going to be cast out of power and rulership. That's what he's speaking about, being cast into the earth. He's going to be taken down. This is Isaiah 14. Let me see. This is Isaiah 14:11, it says, thy pomp is brought down to the grave, and the noise of thy vows, the worms is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee. And this is talking about him being brought out of rulership, man. How art thou fallen from heaven, his power, O Lucifer, son of the morning? It's speaking about a man. And see, that's what the angels are not going to fight against no fallen angels. They're going to fight against men. He says, O Lucifer, son of the morning, how art thou cut down to the ground, which did weaken the nations? And that's what he's done. He's went through all the nations and weakened them by his military might and by his conquering of them. And it's speaking of Esau, Edomites, man. The devil and Satan, which deceived the whole earth, the whole world. He's going to be cast down. He was cast down into the earth. His angels were cast out with him. And it's speaking about his angels just being the military, man. Not no fallen angels or no shit like that. No, it's not talking about that. It says, and I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now is come salvation and strength and the kingdom of our power. See that? When he's taken down, the Lord's rulership and kingdom starts then. And the power of his Mashiach. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our power day and night. It's talking about Esau, man. Accusing the children of Israel day and night. It says, and they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb. And that's Yahweh Shai. That's how we overcome them, by preaching the word, man. Because we was bought with a price, and that's the blood of Yahweh Shai. So we overcoming them by Yahweh, by Shem Yahweh Shai, and by the word of their testimony. See that? This is the word of our testimony, and this is what's taking down Esau's kingdom. And they loved not their lives unto the death. And that's the men of the Lord and the women of the Lord that's going to be able to give a testimony of some of us will be martyrs for Yahweh Shai, man. It says, therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he have but a short time. And that's what Esau knows now, man. He has but a short time to establish his NWO, man. He only has a short time to establish it. And we're seeing it come down right before our eyes. I'm gonna get this real quick. I was gonna get Revelation 17, but for the sake of time, I just hit the point on Revelation 18. It ended. This is Revelation 18, drop it down to 20 and 21. It says, rejoice over her, thou heaven, and ye holy apostles and prophets, for power hath avenged you on her. That's what's happening, man. The Lord is finna cast this man down. He says, and a mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone and cast it into the sea, saying, thus with violence shall that great city Babylon be thrown down, and shall be found no more at all. And that's that stone hidden the toes, man, which is Babylon the Great, man, which is an extension of Rome, man. He says, thus with violence, see that? Thus with violence, so the Lord coming back to fight against Esau Edom, man. And shall take great, and Slaki, it says, violence shall that great city be thrown down. See that? That great city is going to be thrown down, which is Babylon the Great, man. And shall be found no more at all. And that's plain, man. This place, when it goes down, is not going to be found no more at all. And explains to the T, it's talking about America, man. Drop down to verse 24. It says, and in her was found the blood of the prophets, and of saints. And it's talking about the Israelites, man. And all that were slain upon the earth. See, Esau is going to have to hold account of all the death and bloodshed of the children of Israel, man. So Lord willing was edifying. I mean it there. Shalom. Shalom.